JD here on a lovely, blue sky on the Gold Coast. I want to pick on a real estate agent. I don't normally pick on people, do I, Go?
No.
Okay, so therefore, we have a segment that I've been doing on Facebook called Don't Be a Dickhead. And it's got a little bit of traction. And this would have to be one of the most severe cases of dickheaditis.
Yes.
It's a real estate agent who had put a sandwich board not far away from where we live, selling a home, and next to the sandwich board was a price tag of $1 million and something, so it was a reasonable sort of home. And I've got to show you, this is the sandwich board that he put on the side of the road to promote an open house for a house that would be around, I don't know, $1 million or something. Let me just turn the camera around. Gail's got on her phone here so I can show you. Look at that. That's the sandwich board. That's the sandwich board.
Disgusting. They haven't even wiped off the chalk behind it.
I think he stole it from a butcher shop. Open home, 5 bed, 2 bath. What is it? What's that? There 5 car garage, yeah. Big pool, workshop. 2 words, of course it always is, isn't it? And yeah, whatever it is, they're secure. And can you imagine that? Like that is. Sorry, we've got the sun in the way. That is flogging a product that's over $1 million. What is there to say? There's nothing other than dickhead. Just incredible. Okay. Speaking of dickheaditis, though, it is rampant. It is absolutely rampant. We were at a shopping centre, and of course everyone's just got 50, 60. I think there was one store that had 90% off. I don't know. How could you stay open? Oh dear. And so coming out of this awful period that we've all been through, everyone's decided that the way to be different from everyone else is just to be giving a higher discount. Just give a higher discount. And the other crazy dickheaditis thing that's out there at the moment is that we've all been busting to go to a cafe. All of us have, of course. You know, we want to get out and go for a holiday. We want to go out and have a meal at a restaurant without that police tape everywhere. You know, isn't that engaging too? You see these coffee shops now, because of the distance sort of thing. Well, up until now, today wasn't too bad, but they've got that like as if there's been a volcano or earthquake or murder. They've got that sticky tape all around saying, you know, do not enter, do not enter. It's just funny. But at the cafe today, the guy comes up and asks us to provide our details. Why they do that, I don't know, because I could put Elvis Presley and Graceland's address in there and they just wouldn't look at it. I mean, so therefore, I don't know what, I know that it's all about the contact tracing, but seriously, I mean, unless they ask you for your passport or for your driver's license, you could make up Mickey Mouse names. And so I fill it in, and the guy goes out of his way at the cafe to say to me, look, don't worry, sir, we will not be keeping your data. As soon I wanted to give him, you know how they got the Logie Awards? I've got to come up with a Dickhead Award. I don't know what shape the trophy will be, but anyway.
I don't want to think.
Yeah, I want to hand a Dickhead of the Month Award or Dickhead of the Week just to these people when they do stupid things like that. He said to me, don't worry, we'll be throwing the data out once we get through the crisis. I'm thinking, you've got to be joking. Do you understand how valuable that data is? Yeah. The crazy part is that I've been ranting and raving about this data collection well before Amazon came along.
Forever.
So Amazon took my idea, yeah. And, you know, nobody does it. I can be speaking at a seminar with an inflection in the voice like this because I'm frustrated and say, look, all of you people in any business, just collect data. We have a restaurant who was a client of mine a little while ago in Melbourne called the Lobster Cave. Very upmarket restaurant. The main meals start at $50. And he was spending $500,000 on radio and TV and all sorts of things. And I said to him, look, forget it. Just give your waitresses 50 cents for every name and contact detail they get. So when the waitress would go up and put the check on the table, she would actually give out a little entry form about the size of your iPhone that just had name, email and phone number. Guess what the most important part was, Gail?
The phone number.
The phone number, okay. We don't open emails anymore. So therefore, she would get 50 cents times how many ever people were around the table. And so if there's 4 people around the table, she just picked up $2. And he's got 92,000 on his list now, some years later, but just even in the first few months, he collected enough data to be able to exploit that. And I was at his restaurant one time, and his office was on top of 150 seats, and he said to me, JD, let me show you how your bullshit direct marketing stuff works. He's a bit of a cheeky bugger. I said, okay. So he yells out to Darlene, his secretary, and no one should have that name, but anyway. He yelled out, Darlene! And she comes in with her tablet, and he says, not a tablet as in headache tablet, but yeah. And he says, tell JD how many seats we've got booked tonight. It was a Wednesday. And she looks at the tablet. She goes, oh, well, 68. He said, well, we've got 150 seats, Darlene. You better send out JD's dickhead text message number 4. So she sends out the text message to her database that they'd collected at the restaurant, and it said something like, look, Chef Pierre's got a special, it's feeling special tonight. If you would like to come in and register right now that you're going to be booking, we'll give you a special lobster tail deal for meal for 2 for $68. And she walks in 10 minutes later and says, we're all booked out. Okay, so he had time sensitivity and urgency to it, special deal, and he texts that sort of thing out every afternoon at about 2:30 or 3 o'clock, and he fills his restaurant every night. He's the only restaurant in the world that is
full every night.
Every night, except Christmas night because he's not open. But 350, 5 days a year, he's the only restaurant in the world, in my opinion, who is full because he collects data and that he uses it. But the amount of dickheads that are out there that are who are running businesses and don't collect. So this guy, in a COVID-19 sort of, hopefully, exit period that we're coming through at the moment, they've been forced to collect data and they're promising you that they're going to throw it away. I just want them to type into their computer AMAZON, right? Yeah, just have a look what happens when you collect freaking data. I feel better. Have you got anything to say, by the way, Gar?
Well, I was actually going to say we did have a coffee shop once that did all the collecting of the data, and then when they sold their business, I mean, they collected, I forget how many.
Not our coffee shop, it was a client.
Yeah.
It was a client.
And he collected the data like you told him to do. Same sort of thing where they just put it down on everybody around the table. And when he went to sell the business, you told him don't mention the database. Don't mention the database until you've actually got the price of the business over the line, and then bring it up. You can tell the story from then on.
I don't want to tell the story.
Okay, so then what happened is when...
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do want to tell the story. So, she was taking over then. You cannot let the side saddle person take over your Facebook Live. What would the world come to, Gar?
No, it's just terrible.
No, all jokes aside, look, what happened, he rings me, he said, look, they're going to give me $1 million for the restaurant or thereabouts. He said, what should I charge for the database? And we collected the database by doing exactly what I just said then. This was a restaurant in Sanctuary Cove, by the way, on the Gold Coast. And he had 13,000 on the database, and we had segmented them into A, B, C, D. A spent this much a week, B spent this much a week, C made, so it was a database from heaven. And who's going to want to buy the restaurant and not want to buy the database? So he said, how much should I charge for it? I said, I'll pull a number out of your ass, mate. I don't know. I mean, pull a number out. So he just picked the number 95,000 or 96,000, just under 100 grand. The guy wrote the check on the spot. Why would you not buy the database if you just paid $1 million for the restaurant? And also the database had in it how much they spend a week. I mean, goodness me. So anyway, enough of that. But if you are in business and you're not collecting data, you might like to learn how to. You know it's a sell, Gail. You know it's coming up. Some idiot will troll me on here and go, oh, you just give out all this good information because you want to sell something at the end. Oh, you're a genius, yeah. So listen, there's a link above me or below me here somewhere whereby you can actually learn how to collect data and how to have a persuasive wow factor Happy Meal toy to take their eyes off the price and hopefully give you a point of difference from your competitors. It's a free holiday that you can get for a family in Australia, 5 days, and you pay $97, and then of course you give that away as a free incentive, a Happy Meal toy, when someone buys your product or service. I won't go on about it. You can click the link above or below me here and you can see how it works. I'm out of here. We've got to go and get, I don't know, some life-threatening Saturday shopping, like a loaf of bread or something like that. I wonder whether the baker will collect my data.
No.
Not a chance.